Hey everybody, and finally, welcome back to another little here edition of the Big Bluecast. Um, yeah, well, it's been like a month since the last
It's
time
been a
we were on.
minute. Ice storms
Yeah,
and internet issues.
yeah. We talked last time like we were gonna, we'll make sure we'll start doing like every week, every other week, and then ice storm came. That feels like that was like 3 months ago. Ice, flooding, all kinds of different stuff, internet issues, everything else. But here we are. It's March 9th, Tuesday. Got 2 days until we kick off our first appearance in the SEC tournament for this year. Um, Regular season ended this past Saturday. The kind of nice feel-good win over South Carolina, kind of reminiscent of that first Morehead State game that kind of pumped us up with maybe a little too much hope
Too
for
much
what this year
lemonade.
was going to be. Yeah, I mean, seriously. All things considered, I feel like now that we're here and we're looking at more likely than not, like the season being over after like the next several days, I feel like it's gone by pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of just shot by. It's been kind of miserable at times, but all of a sudden, like we're this close to it being over with, and you know, I don't know about you. Like, is it kind of a bummer for you? Like, this is like the second year in a row that it seems like March Madness and all the fun of it is just not there.
Yeah, last year we pretty much knew what was coming.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall.
Hmm.
And, we were at this point here with the first games of the SEC tournament at halftime when they canceled it.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah. Like,
halftime they say, game over, done. Wait, what?
yeah. Just in terms of like the event, yeah, we're talking a year ago tomorrow.
Yeah.
That, yeah, halftime, and they did that with one of the other conference games, just called it off like on the spot. And especially like just coming into this year and thinking, we were gonna, at least coming in, we were under we talked ourselves into being world beaters this year, being final four ready with the team we had. Obviously things did not turn out that way, but
No, now
yeah.
looks like we're going to be just a game or two away from maybe the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like we said, like really everything that we've missed the past like few weeks, as far as this show goes, like a lot of it's just kind of lather, rinse, repeat. Very kind of redundant. Like maybe get a feel good win or two, maybe three, and then back to laying an egg and having just kind of like a deflating kind of string of losses to put us at like a really bad record on the season. But I do think that regular season kind of ending was definitely nice. It was a bit of a palate cleanser. Um, I don't know about you, but like for me, even if we lose on Thursday against Mississippi State, like I don't think I'll feel as bad about it as like if we had lost that game or just not looked good. But that was definitely a fun one. Like, what were your kind of thoughts on that last game we had?
It was a good game. I mean, the loss before it was kind of let the whole everything out of the program just completely deflated
Yeah,
it because or the potential for the season because Cal even said he's looking at scheduling Zaga and
yeah,
to make
yeah,
hopefully even just play him close enough to make a statement to say, hey,
yeah,
look, we're good. We just had a few shots go the wrong way.
yeah.
And,
Um,
with that one being over, we definitely did that South Carolina game for the
mhm,
fan base, if nothing else.
absolutely,
And the
yeah.
players needed to have some fun and
Hmm.
have a good memory to go off of because,
Yeah, it was good to see them enjoying themselves. When there's been so many games this year where it was very obvious they were not. All the walk on guys got to come in and play for like several minutes, not just garbage time.
yeah.
So that was really
And
fun.
every team we play still gives us their best game,
Sure,
hands
yeah,
down. Of
that's yeah.
And so when we got a down team, they pounce on that. And
Hmm.
everybody's
Yeah,
fighting for their life to get in the tournament. So I guess we all got, what, two teams pretty much guaranteed in the SEC?
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
So all these teams are fighting to get in. So, I mean,
Yeah,
we're going to have to play our best ball for 4 games. And if we don't,
yeah. I
then the
mean,
season's over.
everybody's hungry. Like everyone, I think, if we're being honest, probably especially looking at how we've played like the last week or two for the most part, and I don't think anybody's really going to like take us lightly.
No.
Not just because of the name on the front of our jerseys. I mean, that's always the case, but the fact that we actually have started, showing more like what we could potentially be capable of, like under maybe better, more normal circumstances. Big question for you: like, do you wish we had played that Gonzaga game, or are you kind of glad we didn't?
Kind of glad we didn't, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gonzaga plays a cupcake schedule once they get to their seat.
Yeah.
But that does not mean they're not a good team. They've got experience, and that's the big thing we do not have.
Yeah.
If you look at Duke, you look at North Carolina, we didn't get summer practices this year. We didn't get near as many exhibition games that we normally would have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
So all these teams are behind from where they would normally be come March. Because let's face it, we usually end up having 4, 5, 6 bad losses, even with a good team.
Well, yeah.
Well, this year here, we didn't have all those exhibition games to warm up on. We went straight into the grind.
Right.
And
like the whole. I mean, we've talked about it plenty, up to this point, especially throughout the season. But especially when the wheels started to kind of come off and we saw what we were dealing with. But just kind of this weird like cauldron mixture of so many different things between, huge roster turnover, no experience. Other than Keon Brooks, who didn't even play the first half of the season, as far as guys that were actually playing, changing staff, like losing Kenny Payne, guys like their summer workout routines and everything being drastically reduced, the whole experience just not being ideal for that. So you've seen all the younger, less experienced teams with more 5-star guys struggle this year because it's just not been conducive to success with that kind of model. I mean, it's a shame because you kind of think, man, if things had just kind of gone normal and smooth like a normal year, how good could we honestly be?
Could have had a really good team, but we got a potential for a really good team next year, and I think everybody needs to kind of focus on that.
Yeah.
With the extra year of eligibility. Are hard sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
With the extra year of eligibility, we've got the potential to bring back a lot of guys that are pretty good this year. I mean, Mintz is leaning towards wanting to come back and finish his degree up. So,
yeah.
We talked about that there not on the phone, and that would definitely be huge because we need a point guard with experience.
Yeah, it's a very interesting caveat to just have that as an option, and even early in the year, it was kind of a foregone conclusion, especially if we ended up being really good. These guys aren't going to come back. They're going to want to go and at least try to make some money while they can with their professional career. But you never know. I mean, I don't know. My head's just been back and forth on so many things over the past a week or two. Even when they finally announced that it was Gonzaga that they were wanting to bring in, my brain was just kind of ping ponging on that one because I'm like, that could especially if we played them well, even if we lost, if we just played a good game and were able to hang with them, that'd be really fun. But at the same time, if they came in and just demolished us on our home floor, I don't really see what good purpose that would serve. It would have just torched the rest. We probably end up losing that game on Saturday or something.
Yeah,
it would have just put us into more of a tailspin than. I feel like he honestly probably had more to lose in the game with that one because the likelihood of beating them probably not very good at all.
It was one of those risky gambles. If you win big, but if you lose big.
Yeah, and I could see Cal's logic on that.
The season's pretty much over anyways, so why not risk it all?
People surmising if we had stayed on a good winning streak, then it's what, let's throw the Hail Mary and see if we can beat one of the best few teams in the country,
or at least hang with them.
Yeah, at least show here's what we can do now. We're not as bad as what our record indicates.
Yeah, and I think Cal knows too. The odds of this team being able to win 4 games in a row is slim to none. So just build a hang with Zaga. We'll be okay, we get a reason for him to give us a shot to get in the tournament now.
Yeah,
and if they don't, we don't have a shot anyway. So
exactly,
no big deal.
Yeah, I mean. It's fun to try to have a sliver of hope that maybe we could do something this week. But yeah, I mean, when you're best, you've got maybe a couple of 3-win winning streaks over the course of the year, none longer than that. The idea of winning 4 in 4 days is just like, no, it's not going to happen.
No, that's definitely
I just don't
not
see
happening.
it. I mean, and who knows? Like, we've seen crazy things happen before, but that just seems so like out there. Yeah, like, and to me, it's. I hate even saying it out loud because it sounds really negative, but I'm kind of at the point now where if it's time for the season to just be over and like go ahead and put it down, like I'm ready to get to that point where we can start looking ahead to next year and like, the coaching staff be focused on that and trying to get all the pieces together that we're going to need, figure out which of these guys are going to be back, just go ahead and get that process rolling so they have plenty of time to like figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because really, like, to me, it's like the season's a wash. Like, even if we make the tournament, I mean, like, let's say we were to win the SEC tournament and then have to play again like the next Thursday
Against a top ranked team.
against like a
A one or
pretty
two
good,
seed.
yeah. Like, what are the odds that we're actually going to do anything there?
Yeah.
Not to be
This
Debbie
team hasn't
Downer,
won
but
4 games in a row all season.
yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah. Like I
Ask
said,
them to win 5? Wow.
right? Like,
It'd be awesome. I would. I'm not trying to be a downer here, but just being
Yeah.
realistic. But it'd be awesome. It'd be fun if it did happen. But I don't see
Mhm.
the point in pumping people up and getting their hopes up just because.
Yeah, and especially where, I know a lot of times people say like, oh, but you shouldn't be like overlooking this season and looking ahead to next year and all that. I think back to like this time last year where we had this huge, mass exodus of players who all left, a lot of them unexpectedly. And then it's okay, now they're scrambling to figure out, how they're going to put like this Frankenstein's monster of a team together for the next year, get some good players. All these other things with COVID and everything came in, so recruiting was kind of thrown off. So, I mean, it was very angsty for like the fan base when you're looking at this situation where, you can tell that they're just trying to like scramble to figure guys out.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't really want another off season like that. Like, be nice to just get to that point where it's time, like, okay, let's have coach like have his meetings with the players and just kind of roll. And then, especially if we do get some guys back, even some surprise returns and stuff, we might actually be able to sort of piece together what next year is going to be and have some optimism about it, like a whole lot earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Not too
Like I
much to
said,
cover
it's-
on that, but I guess here in a couple of days we'll definitely cover what happened there. And,
Yeah, man, that's the thing. I think probably by Saturday or Friday night, like we'll kind of have all of our answers, and
Yeah.
the season will be ready to kind of put a
yeah,
put a button
I
on
think
it.
it'd be a good time, put a final conclusion on this season, and then
Yeah,
maybe throw a
Just like
little information out about some further plans for the channel. Should be
Mhm.
fun to do during the off season.
Yep, do some good like TV, movie reviews, that kind of stuff. Change things up a little bit. Some stuff that's like kind of more guaranteed to be like happier.
Yeah,
more
don't get me wrong,
upbeat.
I enjoy baseball, but it just doesn't
Yeah.
get that many hits. Not in college, at least.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, I think we're better off just kind of switching gears and cleansing the palate a little bit with something,
Yep.
totally different.
Exactly.
Leading into football season. So
Yep.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. I can't believe
Yeah.
I can't believe it's early mid March and
I
here
guess.
we are again.
I guess the good news is rival team finished second in the championship.
Yeah.
Thought they had they had a team that was capable of winning it.
Mhm.
They didn't they didn't perform their best at that range meet. As far as scores go, it was a little bit below their
Yeah.
average, but still good enough for second. But Mary Tucker, on the individual scores, won the individual championship.
Okay.
So
At least they're good.
yeah, well, she's qualified for the Olympic
Nothing
team,
else.
so
Yeah.
good
That's-
for her.
that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. And
Absolutely.
like I said,
Especially a point in the year right now where it's just nice to like look and find some pride.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the athletic department.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got a great team coming back next year too. So
Yeah, sounds promising.
and most sports are performing good, except for the basketball. It's like, wow, basketball's having a down year, and everybody else is having their best years.
Is excelling. Yeah, if basketball was really good, we'd be going, okay, like we have just like this, across the board, like everybody's doing great kind of thing. Yeah, and hopefully, here in the coming weeks or months or whatever, we'll be able to, get some final touches on like what the football team's going to look like next year. Start making some predictions on that. Yeah, we're just kind of like right back to where we were last summer or so, early fall. Like just kind of in limbo. What's going to happen?
Now,
What are we looking at? So, but yeah, just got to remain hopeful. Maybe they can do something fun and interesting this week. Like we said, I think we've kind of built ourselves up to where we'll talk ourselves into it, or some people are talking themselves into it, and then Thursday will come and it'll just be kind of
yeah, what it is.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, is there anything else you're really wanting to like cover with much detail?
Not really.
This week,
I just kind of wanted to hash out, what's been going
Check-
on. There hasn't really been much to talk
Check
about as
back
far
in.
as the basketball program.
No, not really.
And, kind of let everybody know that we are going to be doing some stuff with movies and Netflix and stuff like that this summer. And,
Yeah.
If it goes over
Switch
well, we
things
may
up
end
a
up
little.
having its own subtitle, its
Yeah.
own category on the channel. And
Yeah.
also maybe talking about some book discussions, bringing in a third wheel for
That'd
that
be good.
maybe. So,
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah.
my buddies
Add
are
a little
definitely
spice of
interested in that.
variety.
He works out of town all the time, so always looking for something to do at the hotel room, right?
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, that'd be a nice welcome little pinch of variety to add to things.
Exactly.
So
And he likes to talk, so
that works. That works. It's good for this sort of thing. So
exactly.
All right, man. Well, if that's all you got. That's all I got.
Yeah, short and sweet this week.
Yeah, nice and simple, to the point. Appreciate anybody that watches. As always, if you enjoyed this, give it a like, give us a subscribe, hit the comment section. Any comments just about basketball season in general, or SEC tournament, or whatever. If you think we sound really smart when we're talking, if you think we sound like idiots, we'd like to hear about it. Just whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll probably try to do one of these again soon here after the SEC tournament and kind of see where things are, and do like a final basketball season sort of retrospective thing. So be looking out for that.
Basketball wrap up.
Yep. But yeah. Till then, go Big Blue. Fingers crossed, and see you next time.